Okay, okay. So, hello everyone. I'm glad to welcome you to my YouTube channel dedicated to international financial markets. I want to introduce myself to those who don't know me yet. My name is Michelle and I am an expert in international finance. I have been specializing in various fields related to international financial markets for many years. It can be said that I have completely gone from a novice trader to a full-fledged professional in the profession. I have spent a huge amount of my time learning how to use a wide variety of technical analysis tools correctly, and I spent even more time trying to figure out which ones should never be used. All kinds of testing options and understanding why in some cases the tool generates correct signals and in others seemingly identical generates false signals take a lot of time and effort and load your brain. But the answer may be very simple. The market, for example, was simply not in the state in which it needs to be in order for the tool to work, yeah? No one will write or tell about this anywhere. All such things are given only by your own hard intellectual work, by trial and errors. And yes, I wanted to tell you about the one funny moment that I went through when I was just learning all these things by myself. Yeah, I've been thinking all the time that it is possible to build a trading system in such a way as to completely exclude the possibility of opening unprofitable orders. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Yeah. And it seemed to me all the time that I was already very close to it. But as sad as it was for me at that moment in time, unprofitable orders appeared all the time, again and again. I spent days and weeks on and constantly changing settings and time intervals until one day I realized for myself that loss is exactly the same component of success as profit. It is impossible from the point of view of technical analysis to foresee all possible events. It's simply unrealistic. Therefore, it is always necessary to work guided by the principles of minimizing risks and losses. But remember that it is impossible to exclude a loss completely. You can only make your profit bigger. Yeah. And so, friends, I would be happy to tell you about the details of my research and the tools that I studied and used. But today, I see a much more global task and problem in front of me. Yes, now I'm talking about fraudsters in the field of trading in international financial markets. After all, think for yourself, what will all my tips on trading tactics and techniques be worth if you get to the portal of a black broker? Neither technical analysis tools, nor the ability to build price channels, nor knowledge of how to distinguish between different market conditions will help you. All this knowledge will be simply useless if your money is stolen immediately after you top up your trading deposit. Yeah? That's why today I want to tell you about another fraudulent project in the field of trading on international financial market. It is called Grand Capital Consulting Group and positions itself as a major international broker, although, of course, it is not. That's exactly what I want to tell you about today. I hope that you find my materials useful and my work necessary. If so, be sure to like my video and share the link to it with all your friends and acquaintances, so that none of them will fall into the trap of a scam. And be sure to write me in the comments to this video or by contacts listed in the description if you have already encountered the actions of this criminal syndicate. Meanwhile, I turn to a detailed review of the Grand Capital Consulting Group project and invite everyone to join me. Let's go. Okay. Okay. Yep. That's it. Yes. As always, guys, I first suggest that you follow me to the central page of the project portal because a lot of conclusions can be drawn based on even the most superficial and primary assessment. As you can see, the resource of this broker, which I remind you again is not a broker, is made in a minimalistic style. There is practically no useful or specific information here. Everywhere there are only general words behind which there is nothing. And in general, sorry, the website doesn't make the impression that the white broker portal usually create. The resource is made in an extremely minimalistic style, as I already said. There are no mentions of technical or financial news, um, but as I can see, there are fresh quotes in the top of the site of major trading instruments. And anyway, there is no forum, there is no blog. Everything is done very primitively. I want to repeat once again that white brokers never work like this. Even on the basis of the information that I have already voiced to you, it becomes clear that something is wrong here. The second point that worries me very much about the Grand Capital Consulting Group project is just those trading tools that are available to traders. You should understand very well that the operations that you will perform here have nothing to do with classical trading on the stock exchange. The project openly says that it offers traders the opportunity to work with virtually one single trading instrument, with contracts for difference in prices, which in professional environment are called CFDs. And this tool has a much higher level of risk than working with classic assets. The fact is that by trading stocks and securities, you actually become the owner of a part of the company whose assets are acquired or shall. Given this fact, your potential income will consist of rising stock prices plus annual dividend payments on them. Working with CFDs has completely different principles. There is no transfer of ownership here. In fact, you are simply making a financial bet with a broker as to which direction the course of the instrument you have chosen will move. If you said that the rate will move up relative to the starting point, and you were right, the broker will be obliged to pay you a reward. If you make a mistake, your money goes to the broker. Everything is very simple and dangerous. It is dangerous because such transactions are fraught with a direct conflict of interests of the parties. That is, it is simply unprofitable for a broker if traders make correct forecasts all the time. And the Grand Capital Consulting Group project offers traders only such a scheme of cooperation and no other. At the same time, the project is 100% anonymous. There is no information at all. The only thing that can be found, yeah, that's it, the only thing that can be found out on the website is that the company is regulated is located in Switzerland, but regulated in Saint Vincent and Grenadines. But this also does not mean anything because, in my opinion, this address in Switzerland, in Zurich, is a fiction. After all, the broker does not tell us anything at all about who is the founder of the project, what's the name of its management team. Yes, and not a single word is said here about the license. It looks as if it is not required at all. Yeah. Meanwhile, if we assume that the broker, sorry, is really located in Switzerland, he would simply not be able to work without a license from the Swiss financial regulator. Well, if there was a license, I assure you, it would be placed in the most prominent place of such an information-poor portal as the Grand Capital Consulting Group project has. Personally, I think that all the information on the portal is fake from the beginning to the very end. Separately, I want to say about the work of the support service. I have read a lot of negative reviews on the web about how these scammers work. I want to tell you that their telephone operators present a great danger. Uh, and of course, of course, trading account of traders will are quickly blocked after the money appears after the deposits are filled up by the novice traders. And this, of course, is very, very dangerous because all the project Grand Capital Consulting Group is a complete and outright scam. I'm coming back to you, my friends, just a second. Yep, I'm here with you. So, what I want to say as a conclusion, it is obvious to me that the Grand Capital Consulting Group project is nothing but scammers who do not even try very hard to hide their essence. Just look at their poor and nameless portal. I don't recommend investing here to anyone. If you are interested and if you want me to prepare a review for you on a specific project, write me about it in the comments. I will be happy to prepare an interesting and honest review for you. That's all I wanted to tell you today, guys. I say goodbye to you until we meet again in my future videos. Ciao.